Look at that, viewers. I scored this Miele combi convection oven. It's about 7-8 years old. Come from a well-off family that had a lot of money. But yeah, normally I do come across these appliances all the time on our line of work because we're official Miele service agents. I've actually found out what's actually wrong with this. I've actually fixed this before. They had a spark and arc on this little bolter pin that holds the filament of that element. That was loose on that bolt of that nut there. So a thumb screw on there, and you screw that off to take the element out when you're doing an element changeover to replace the element. But this was actually a company that was loose, and it wasn't earthing to here properly, and it was just sitting there sparking with a magnetron. It was acting as an antenna. I fixed that up, and it ran for about probably about 6 months after that. Then the microwave oven stopped working altogether. I've since found the culprit. It's these diodes have got open circuit. I did price a new one of these. This is about nearly $4 this thing. Made in Germany. The model number there, 07087900. Bosch make these units as well, but the Bosch ones use Chinese components and a thinner quality metal, and they're made in the UK. But this one's actually made in Germany. We have a Zebra mop, a Zebra branded mop, big bugger, with copper windings, not aluminium shit. Toshiba magnetron from 2009. I've tested that. That's actually fine, by the way. 1.8 kilowatts. 2.6 kilowatts it uses off the mains. 1.8 kilowatts cooking power. 2.6 kilowatts this thing uses. So it's 200 watts more than the 10 amp plug. I haven't ran much on it because you don't want to pull 11 amps or 12 amps through a 7.5 amp rated cord. It was alright for a quick test, but basically I took the plug off this one because I knew the new one we put in didn't have a plug. The transformer, 12 volt potted transformer for the bulb, which is blown. I was going to put an LED downlight in there, but it's not heat rated. That's the drawback, it's not heat rated. Panasonic microwaves have like a light pipe, and the LED is up here somewhere, away from the heat. This actually has one of these little incandescent. This is like a rangewood globe. They're about $4 or $6 each, these little bulbs. It's absolutely filthy, but they'll, as I said, the family were well off. They did cook, but this done most of the cooking. They had a nice oven and everything, but this is convection oven / microwave. And when you like the convenience, yeah, you use it. They got their money's worth out of this. They use it and use it and use it and use it and use it. It'll clean up though, those diodes. Once I replace those diodes, it'll be fine. All the elements work. All the other functions all work. We're just going to take all the glass off and clean it. It's too good to throw on a bin. The Miele fan club wouldn't like that, would they? An Italian made motor. There is quality components out there that aren't from China, which is good. But I think with the Bosch guy, I was speaking to a Bosch tech agent when I fixed up the Bosch unit, which had a inverter taken out, because the magnetron shit itself was took out the inverter board, and that's expensive, but it was a warranty repair. And the Bosch tech was saying there's only one manufacturer in the world, and that's a no-name company out of China, pumping these out for next to nothing. Then they put a ridiculous markup on them and sell them to other manufacturers. But I was surprised there's a Toshiba magnetron made in 2009, made in Thailand, which is too expensive to make stuff in Japan now. You don't get the quality anymore. But still, Thai stuff isn't actually that crappy, it's just it's actually pretty good, but just not as good, or it hasn't got that reputation of Japanese made stuff yet. Maybe with years to come, the Thai manufacturer maybe will have that same sort of quality as Japanese stuff. And it's pretty damn close. From stuff I see come out of Thailand. Nice big fan. This kind of reminds me of the build quality of the old Litton Moffat microwave I scored. There's shoots up there, down for the top, and you can actually take off the top plate and service and check out and investigate the tip of the magnetron for damage. Some thermal overloads, and this motor thing is actually an antenna that turns around which stirs and distributes. It's a moving waveguide, pretty much. But it's absolutely pink filthy, but it'll clean up alright. Yeah, it's the only thing that's wrong with it is the microwave oven part doesn't work, which is it's not worth getting microwave ovens repaired nowadays, even though the parts are pretty damn cheap. Microwave ovens are pretty bloody disposable now. Miles other than buying a frozen pile bag of chips, or you buy some frozen takeaway food at the supermarket, you might as well just get a free microwave thrown in. They've gotten that cheap nowadays. It's gotten to that point. I've had to scrape that glass nice and clean. This stuff's baked, but as I said, they got their money's worth out of this, as it was used pretty much more than the oven and the any other cooking appliance was. Done pretty bloody well. It's well, no, easy another 20 years left in it once I fix it up. I'm going to probably make a little standalone out of it. It's designed to be inbuilt into a kitchen cabinet on top of the oven, so this was above the oven. And in between this and the oven is a slide-out grill, which also can be used as a plate warmer. The Miele stuff's pretty fancy. This doesn't have a connector for my computer. There's like a little thing you plug in there. It's a scan tool from Miele, which it's probably worth more than some of the Miele appliances themselves are worth. But basically, yeah, it's a certified Miele tech. You get these little fancy little gadgets. Optical interface. You plug it into the sticks onto the PC interface of people's machines. In this case, it's got like a little where is it here? It's got walkabouts. That goes on to the where it says PC on the front of the appliance, and it's just an infrared port. Stick it on there, it'll infrared some data, some ones and zeros, and it can communicate with the appliance. Depending on the model of the appliance, or if it's an oven or a dishwasher or a washing machine, the more expensive ones, you can do everything on the computer through the software, which is, yeah, the software is pretty, yeah, the licensing and everything's quite expensive, but because we're a big business, it doesn't really affect us. But you can pretty much do everything you can do on here, plus extra functions on the computer. So you can sit your PC thingy on there, you control the appliance straight from your computer. You can run through a list of functions and test every part, every single function, which is a very nice feature. And you can read up the history, the hours it's done since it was new, any faults it's ever had. And in this case with a dishwasher I looked at, it's about, I've done about 6,000 hours work, and gee, it was only a couple of years old. In that 6,000 hours it was used nearly all the time, and already had about 60,000 litres of water pumped in and out of it in its life so far. So it's interesting that you can get that sort of information from your appliance. I mean, they are pretty good quality wise, Miele, but if anything, you get a power surge, for example, your control board is the expensive part. That's the Achilles heel with all modern appliances, even the big commercial and industrial combi ovens, Moffats and rational ovens. Once you get the boards, the boards are they're the most expensive part of anything like that. So you really want to, if you're going to get something like this and you have enough money to have these sort of appliances, they're good, but probably just invest in surge protection as a must, depending on where you live in the country. Surge protection is an absolute must. If it's under warranty, it's not so bad, but if it's out of warranty and you really love the appliance and you want to replace the control board, it's a bit costly. That's the only Achilles heel with things like this. They're a bit smart, but too smart for their own good, and they slug you with, pretty much anything with semiconductors on it. They're always going to be expensive. You've got the transformer goes through there, high voltage goes through here. Looks like we've got like a balance resistor, I reckon that is. Fuse for the high voltage side, 12 amp. Quite a lot. 200, 240 volt. Goes to the primary, that is, not the secondary. Your high voltage goes to here. I don't see where the fuse for the high voltage secondary side is. Normally it'd be like a high voltage fuse. This microwave doesn't have it. It must just rely on this blowing. If that overloads, that blows. Or some other microwaves I've seen, you have the high voltage side going to a high voltage fuse. You've got the mains filter in there, which is a nice touch. That stops any crap, RFI and all sorts of things going back through your mains and generating interference with radios and things like that. That's a nice touch that Miele have in their appliances. Cheaper appliances don't actually have anything like that. They have something more basic, like the microwave I just recently fixed up, but not as filtering as that is. As I said, to fix this microwave up, I found a new plate for it, so yeah. Diodes. Sharma only got 2, didn't buy more. Anyway, they're not expensive anyway. I'll jump on eBay, get some diodes and get this microwave oven back functioning again. As I said, it's too good to throw in a bin. Look at the size of that mic. That's something to get in the commercial microwave oven. This will provide them many years of service. How I may even chuck it in the kitchen if it fits in my cupboard. You do need a bit of airflow though. As long as the back of your kitchen cupboard's open, they can get airflow, that's the main thing. It's very well made. Anyway. Yeah, push knobs. I did have some glass plates, like Pyrex plates that went in there, but the customer kept those as spares for the new one, which is fair enough. Not really fussed anyway, you can get anything like that fit in there, even a normal oven one. I mean, you can buy a plate to this from Miele, but that'd be right. Don't really need it. You can just put an ordinary tray in there on convection mode. As long as you don't put the microwave or any of the microwave settings and have it sitting in the, and it's gonna, yeah. Not really gonna microwave it through properly, the plate will end up getting more hot. But you've got a grill, you've got a defrost. Pretty much a full blade convection oven and grill. Microwave, grill / convection oven, which is quite nice. Anyway, my 3000 watt inverter would run this, but not sure how long the batteries would last. Anyway, that'll be enough for now. Thanks for watching.